Shalom. Shalom. 1 second. Alright, Shalom. That's the brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte. Coming back out another week to prophesy the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, to wake up the elect out of you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. So before we get started with this lesson, alright, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. So we can say Shalom. Alright, back out here once again, teach the words, man, of the Lord. Because you got these camps out here fumbling, alright, trying to cake for Esau, man. Alright, specifically you got IUIC, who has now joined the We Don't Hate Esau bandwagon, man. Alright, you've been hearing this from these different camps because look, they're trying to cop pleas because they see that persecution is on the horizon, man. And they think that they're going to be protected from whenever Esau begins to roll. Alright, but guess what? If you are an Israelite, you are going to be on the hit list whether he likes you or not. And guess what? He hates all you jakes, man. Just because you rubbing elbows with him doesn't mean you're safe in that time, man. If you start, you got something?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 15. And your covenant with death shall be thus annulled.
Your covenant with death, man. All right? Because you think that your little deal that you done made with Esau for this bag, man. All right? You took the Judas purse. You think that that's gonna protect you from when Esau roll, man. But you forget, Esau is controlled by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? So though Esau may spare you right now, Lord's going to use Esau to turn upon you, man, for your wickedness, man. Okay?
I'm actually starting a couple verses. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 14. Wherefore hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Speaking of the sellouts, this is who this word is to.
Right.
Verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
Yeah, they done went down to Babylon for help, man. All right, they trust in Esau. They trust in the money. All right, they trust in this world ultimately, man. All right, go ahead.
When the overflowing scourge shall come to pass, it shall pass through, it shall not come up to us.
Right, they believe that because they didn't, made a deal with Esau, that when all hell breaks loose and Esau start running down on Jacob, that he gonna lead them. Nah, nigga, you a part of it too. You an Israelite, right? All right, all Israelites are targets for the New World Order. Esau hates Jacob, all right?
Right. Can you get that? I think it said, oh no, it said Esther 12. I'll keep reading. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. And that's what a lot of these false prophets have done, right? A lot of these false prophets have hid themselves, right, in the covering of lies for ill gain, for ill intent, thinking that they won't have to take atonement for what they've done. Because ultimately you're leading a bunch of our people astray from the way of truth. And that's a hindrance to them as well as yourself, man. Okay, because just because you sold out to the devil and you made this agreement, you took these greenbacks so that you could get your advancements in society. Hey, as the brother priest said, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is in control of everything. So that covenant that you made with Esau, you don't understand this man is preparing to roll down on all of Israel.
That's why it tells you in Revelation 12:12. It says, woe unto the earth, all right, and the people that dwell in it, man. Okay, because if you're not a part of Esau's agenda, you're not agreeing with what he has on the horizon for the world, he gonna roll on you. And like you say, even if you sell out for him for that money, you still gonna get rolled on, man. Because you are an Israelite, as I said before. And Esau hates Israel. All right, because they know that the Most High is dealing with us. All right, so at any point, the Most High can tap into us and use us for His will. So He's not going to allow any Israelite, all right, to have an opportunity to mess up His enterprise. Man.
Can I get that? Esther chapter 12 and verse 4. Declared unto us that in the world, that in all nations throughout the world, there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward. And we saw this happen several times over the course of history, right? You have with what? King Herod, right, went after the Israelite babies, right? Pharaoh went after the Israelite babies. The boys. The boys. Now that's happening now, where Esau is trying to do that. He's trying to do away with the Israelite seed altogether, man. All right, because they understand, look, if we just even leave one of them, the Lord can raise him up to be that special seed. And then it's all back up. And Esau is well aware of that. Esau knows the track record, man. Right? Verse 5. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in the strange manner of their laws and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can that our kingdom may not be firmly established. So here it is, Esau is preparing to unveil his NWO, right? And what do you have? You have the tribes of Israel coming back to the realization of who they are, turning back to their laws, to their statutes, their commandments. Esau like, hell no, I gotta get everybody out the way. There's no differentiating between, okay, well this camp right here, they do this, they say this. No, it's gonna be straight across the board, man.
Because the thing that you stupid niggas don't understand is that you're still teaching people that they're Israel, all right, which Esau does not want. But he knows that the word can't be quit, so it's gonna be some Israelites, all right, that he can't prevent from teaching. So that's why he just came to him and was like, all right, look, you just, take this money, all right, you can say certain things that I'll allow you to say. You can tell your people that they're Israelites. We'll still refute you, but at the end of the day, all right, hey, they made a covenant with the heathen, man, which was in direct opposition with our law, all right? But like I said, y'all stupid because this is the same thing that Esau did with Gad over here. And what happened? They rode on him, man. So you would, if you were smart, take that into consideration. But no, that's how much that you worship money, man. All right, to where you allow money to sell your people short, man.
I was gonna jump back to Isaiah 28. You got something going on? I was trying to. Back in Isaiah 28, verse 16. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation of stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Verse 17.
Yeah, talking about our faith in Yahweh, man. That's what our whole belief is built off of, man. All right, this is why you see these other camps. They're not based off that foundation of Yahweh, man. And as you can tell with their doctrine, it's forever changing. Okay, the gods that they come in the names of, man. All right, you seen Ayahuasca, they come in the name of Most High and Christ blessed. That's not the name of the Messiah or the Son. All right, they come in the name of Ahaya and Yeshaya. All right, and then you got camps that's supposedly trying to come in the names of the Lord, but then you see their actions that says otherwise, man. Sakari telling you that Yahweh Shai, all right, they're calling the names, but he tells you that we're not supposed to worship Yahweh Shai. One body who used to be called one body in Yahweh Shai, they didn't took Yahweh Shai out of the name. They're telling you that the Lord ain't create miracles. ISUPK is telling you to be black, telling you that you have a nigga God that who you worship. These camps is wilding, man. So we're at a point in time now, because you get Malachi 3 and 14, last 3 verses. But we're at a time now to where you guys in these different congregations, man, it's time for you to wake up, man. Right. It's no excuse. Because at this point, bro, the shit that these niggas are saying now is crazy, bro. It's crazy. And that's why the apostles call you people zombies. Because if you can't see it now, by now, bro, And the Most High has blinded you. You get that too. Go ahead.
So Malachi chapter 3 and verse 13. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet you say, what have we spoken so much against thee? You have said it is vain to serve the Most High. Malachi 3 and 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and the book of remembrance was written before him.
Right. We're constantly speaking about different things, the prophecies, all right, the oracles of the Lord, all right, the names. We're constantly in the spirit discussing spiritual topics, man. And so, with that being known, and these different things about, these discrepancies that come up against from these camps, that's spoke about as well too, man. Because it's like, bro, you got these camps talking about the mark of the beast is not the RFID chip. That's a red flag. You got camps telling you that Yahweh's name don't matter. That's a red flag. Telling you you're not supposed to worship Yahweh. That's a red flag. The miracles didn't happen. That's a red flag. All these different things, man. You should be able to pick up on that. Like, all right, if it's not aligning with what the scriptures say, why am I following these people, man? Right. That shows you that you leaders, Nate, Johanna, Sakari, these niggas are pretty much these other people in their congregation. They worship them guys like idols, man. Because they can literally say and do anything and nobody says anything about that, man. That's not true leadership. As a man of the Lord, you're supposed to search out all things, man. Like it tells you what, First John 4:1. Can I get that real quick? We'll go back to that. You gotta try the spirits out, man. And if the nigga is going off, you gotta be able to see that. And if he's not correcting himself, he's not repenting, you gotta get the hell away from him, man. Okay?
This is the book of 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, believe not every spirit, man. That's why we always bring it out. Isaiah 8:20, man. All right? They speak not according to this word. The Law and Testament, they speak not according to this word. There is no light in them. And these camps are dark as hell. All right, they are demons, man. Because they have the intelligence enough to spin it to where they can make you people believe. But then, on the other hand, they know the truth, and they're blatantly lying to you. So tell me, what does that truly say about the people that follow it? They're blind.
They're not doing their due diligence. That's why our apostles and our elders have always stressed to us from day one. Don't just believe everything that we tell you, but search the things that we're telling you, so you have confirmation in yourself that what we're saying is true, right? And we always reference who in the scriptures? Paul referenced the church of Berea, right? The church of Berea was more noble as we told you the scriptures than Thessalonica, because they would search the scriptures. They weren't just taking what Paul was saying and just believe it. Nah, they would actually hear what Paul said, they would go back and research it, and then they would have confirmation in themselves based upon the information they received. They did their due diligence.
Give diligence to make your calling and election sure, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's studying. Like, another scripture tells you that you're supposed to prove all things. So if you can't prove the things that you're saying through the scriptures, that dude's a false prophet, man. All right? We know the elders and the apostles are the true teachers of Israel. It's been thoroughly examined through the Spirit, man. And they've never wavered from their teachings, man. Real quick, this is the book of Hebrews 11 and 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right? And faith is the most incredible gift that the Lord can give unto you, man. That is just that, a gift, man. All right? It says, by it, the elders obtain a good report. And as we can see, man, the elders have been out there faithfully. 30 going on 40 years for some of them, man. Going hard, never wavering, man. They never changed up, man. All right? So that lets you know that they're worthy to be followed, man. That's why the scripture also say, all right, the elders are worthy of double honors, man. Because their works speak for themselves, man. And they don't do it for the acclaim, man. They don't want to be put up as no slavery. They're just doing the work because that's our due diligence. That's our reasonable service to the Lord, man. All right? So,
Let me jump back into 1 John. 1 John 4:1 in the latter, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Many false prophets are going out into the world, man. These niggas out here saying any and everything and got followers behind them. All right? Because a false prophet just gotta be somebody that's preaching the gospel. All right? A false prophet can be feeding you bullshit. Polite, he was a false prophet, man. All right? Sonetta. All right? Farrakhan, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. There's a lot of false prophets out here, man. If you're teaching anything outside of the word, and you got to follow it, you could be considered a false prophet, man.
Right, because at the end of the day, what does a prophet mean? It means that they see before, they say before things happen. And all of these occurrences of the event that this brother just made mention of are people that aren't they haven't had anything come to fruition. They gave a false report that never came to pass, and it shows that they were false prophets.
And they led the Lord's people astray, man. That's right. You know? Go ahead.
It's Jeremiah 14 and verse 14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in thy name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. And like the scriptures say, the Lord controls the deceived and the deceivers, man. Right? So he put that spirit on these men to put these words out to separate ultimately 2/3 from the 1/3, man. Because we see a lot of people that are going to be ultimately reserved for destruction following into these wayward doctrines, man. So whether it be Pan-Africanism or Egyptology or even these other Israelite camps that aren't teaching in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
You know? That's why it's important for you to pretty much, be following the correct camp, all right? Watching all these different Israelite camps, man, that's going to get you confused. That's why you see Jake be all on the comment board, not knowing what the hell to believe, man. They're flip-flopping, watching everybody, man. All right, man, we've been telling you from the start. All right, if you want the truth, man, you gotta watch the Brothers of Great Millstone, man. And we're not just saying it because we happen to be a part of it, because we done the research, all right? And everything that the elders and apostles have taught us, we have confirmed to be true, all right? But that's how we know the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with those men, all right?
It's Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
Book of remembrance in the scriptures, man. In Romans, it tells you the things written before time was written for our learning, all right? The doctrine goes into our instruction. So, and this book of remembrance was given to us because we understood that prophecy foretold that we was going to fall away from our inheritance at some point in time, but now we're in the time of the Great Awakening, and our people has been woken up and risen upon their feet, man. So the book of remembrance was given unto us to prepare for the coming of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh HaMashiach, man.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels.
Yeah, the Lord is he's bringing back, all right, his chosen people, man. Those are his jewels, man, his hidden treasure, man. All right? For each and every one of you brothers, all right, you are a building block for the temple. All right? You are a building block, all right, for the kingdom of heaven, man, because the kingdom of heaven is in you. All right? And as it says, the Lord is gathering up his precious jewels, man. And that's how the Lord views each and every one of those brothers up the elect, Lord, man. That's precious jewels, man. All right?
And I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return to discern between the righteous and the wicked.
Right, because all this judgment that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to bring out, according to Isaiah 65, it says that the Lord's going to slay them. Read that real quick. Many shall die from the sword, something like that. You know, because hey, it's going to be a lot of death out here, man. But I can tell you in Malachi 3 and 6 that the Lord, he changed not, and the remnant of Jacob is not going to be consumed. Rough paraphrase. Isaiah 66.
So Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right, so the Lord is going to render his anger upon this place, man. All right, the UFOs, all right, the chariots with the concentrated fire. And this is after Jacob's trouble, so you got to just get to there. And Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like no other, man, when you're going to see all type of death and hell, all right, befall the world. But in the midst of all that, it's going to be a remnant that's going to be sprayed out of that, man. That's going to be protected. And that's how you're going to know who the Lord is dealing with in the time, man. Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Slain of the Lord shall be many. And the majority of you Israelites are going to be a part of that sword, man. 66.6%, matter of fact, man. Only one out of every 3 Israelites is going to be delivered. So that says a lot about what the Lord is about to do to the planet, man. All right? So with that being known, our job as being teachers, can you get Jeremiah 48:10? First week, him that do the work of the Lord deceitfully. Got something?
So Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. So just, adding on to what the priest was saying about the mass death that's about to be upon these people, man. And it's coming, chiefly to you Israelites who refuse to come back and serve the Lord, man. So it's going to be great death that you've never even seen or heard of before, man. Like I said, you won't have time to lament. You won't have time to gather. You won't have time to bury the bodies, man. Right? It's just going to be one after another, bodies just dropping, man.
Yeah. And one of the main ways the Lord is going to do that is through Esau, man. Get that, 21:8.
Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord Yahweh deceitfully.
Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, man. And what's one of the ways that you're using the word of the Lord deceitfully, man? You're adding and taking away from the scripture, which goes in direct violation of the Bible, man. It tells you that in the Old Testament, and it tells you that in Revelation 22, man. That's against the law to add and take away from the scripture. So, like it tells you, matter of fact, you said in Revelation 22, go back to that. Today, that's a great offense that you're doing, because you doing that, you're bringing confusion through the scriptures, which the Lord tells you that He's not the author of confusion, man. So here it is, you're telling Jake one thing, when the scripture clearly says this thing, and the people read it and they're like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? So they come to you for guidance, and you're blatantly lying to them, man.
That's what you say. They will flay the skin, they will flay the meat and the bones. Like that's them trying to remove that truth by giving you these lies, man. Right? Teaching you false doctrines to pull you further and further away from the truth, man.
Right.
Revelation chapter 22 and 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life.
Right. You're going to be slated for that lake of fire when the Lord brings that final judgment. All right, that second death, right? You ain't going to have your name in the book of life. And a lot of you niggas really think that you got your name written in the book of life, man. All right, you new covenant bug outs. All right, you guys that fell away now, you done made your whole mission statement about bashing great millstone. And then you other camp that's out here tripping, man. Y'all think y'all good, but y'all taking away from the scriptures, man. All right.
Continuing on. And from the book, and from the things which are written in this book. I'll start actually I'm skipping 18. Revelations 22 and 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
Yeah, the Lord's going to add the plagues to you. All right? He's going to make your life a living hell before He destroys you. because you're clearly going off, man. All right? You're adding and taking away from the scripture. That's a great offense, man. Because the scriptures tell you in Ezekiel 3, you're supposed to eat the whole roll. All right, you know that you're an Israelite now. You have been given the responsibility to uphold your position in the world, man. All right? Being an Israelite, man, and you are now being given the task on how to, come back under righteousness, man. All right? That's the whole point of us being in this truth at this point in time, man. Is to clean up our ways so that we can be useful to the Lord, man. Because when you're in the state of sin, you're no good to the Lord, man. Because you're in a dead state. The Lord is not the power of the dead, man. That's it.
Living power. Back in Jeremiah 48 and 10. Back in Jeremiah 48 and 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord Yahweh deceitfully. And cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
All right, you're doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. You're using the word for personal gain. All right? And it says that, hey, what are you to keep your sword back from blood, man? All right? Now, we know they're not talking about an actual sword. We're out here chopping people to bits. We're doing that spiritually. Hebrews 4.
It's the book of Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. For the word of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
Yeah, man. This word cuts deep, man. All right? This is the reason why the Bible is the number one book no matter what year, in and out, man. Because this book has the capability of controlling the whole world, man, depending on how it's used. So when the Bible is used the correct way, man, all right, and it cuts you to the spirit, man. Go ahead.
Asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Hey, the scriptures teach you how to read people. All right, we can read spirits now through these scriptures. We'll let you know that, hey, spiritual power has already been here, bro. The power of faith. Faith in itself is a spiritual power, man. All right. Hey, discernment. So this book is powerful. So, as I said, man, for you to know the truth, and you're not letting the people know the real of what the scripture entails, man. Because it's all up to seven, man. This is a traditional book, all right, in a modern world, man. The customs of this book, it goes beyond the thinking of today's society. So, of course, it's going to clash, man. All right, but we're not here to mince words with you. We're not here to try to make you feel good. We're here to teach you the truth. Because we have been brought up into a world full of lies, and the truth hurts, man. All right? You women, you're coming to realize that the Bible doesn't hold you in any significance. All right? You are put here, all right, to be a helper to the man, to bring forth seed. All right? You ain't put here on the earth to be worshiped. There's nothing special about you out in the night. All right? Men, you gotta realize your power, man. All right? You gotta realize that the devil has used these scriptures to destroy you. Started with giving you an image of a false idol such as Jesus Christ, man. All right? You gotta chop that down. All right? You gotta chop down, all right, the fact that Esau is over in our land claiming to be us, man. So that automatically puts you in opposition to most of these damn Christians out here, man. Because they don't want you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American to have any merit to feel like you're somebody out here, man. And that's why, hey, when it comes to teaching this word the correct way, hey, you're gonna have opposition, man. You can't run from that. Which means one of the main things, which this is all leading up to, you gotta hate Esau.
I will.
We hate Esau. All right? Yes, the Most High we know, as it tells you, Malachi 1 and 4, Romans 9. Hey, as it says, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Yes, the Most High hates Esau, but yes, nigga, we're supposed to hate Esau too, man. Y'all got any hate scriptures, bring them out, man. You know?
I have something.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 15. Yet truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. Okay? So when we detach ourselves mentally from the ways of the Western culture, which is forwarded by the hegemony of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white race, that automatically puts you at odds with his whole entire system. As we have read the account in Esther, the 12th chapter, we're seen as an opposition to them being able to establish their power structure in strength, man. Why? Because our ways are adverse to the way of the East. And when we're aligned with our power, that pretty much is opposition to them. That's their greatest threat. And repentant Israelites. So ultimately, like as the brother priest is saying, right, we do hate the way of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white race. Yeah, we hate him. Look at what he's done throughout the planet Earth.
Look what he's done unto you. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Know your history, man. All right? Hey, you got to be reminded about these slave movies. That's why every few years Esau keeps bringing these back out, because it's good to know that. Keep that hate firm, man. All right? This is why he wants to do away with the statue, man. He wants to do away with the history of what he did to you, Jake. That's why he's pushing a critical race theory, man. Because they don't want you Jakes to know.
I got something for you.
This is a precept to prove to you that we're supposed to hate them so-called white men, Edomites. This is Psalms 139 and 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And does not this world show forth its hatred for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Does not the so-called white man whose biblical nationality is Edom, do they not show forth their hate for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? So, yes, we're supposed to hate them that hate the Lord. Okay? It says, am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. So yes, we hate the devils, but their hate doesn't give you no license to go out here and start, hunting Edomites. All right, trying to kill Edomites. We don't push that, man. All right, because we're in a time now to where Yahweh Shai has to come down and get his glory. So we're waiting upon him. But at the meantime, and that's why the scripture tells you to be angry, but sin not. All right? But yes, you can hate the white man. It's fine. That's cool. The scripture tell you to, man. Because these niggas are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Wouldn't you hate somebody that came into your house and robbed you? Wouldn't you hate somebody that came over and just started destroying everything and then pointed the finger at you like you was the victim, or you was the person that caused everything to go to how it is?
That raped your women, that raped and are taking your children, they turn them against you, all right? That have made a whole society, all right, to demasculinize you, all right, to marginalize you, to pretty much demasculinize, dehumanize you, man. All right. So yeah, what's wrong with hating them, all right? But these other camps don't want to do that, and they don't want to say that, because they want to continue to keep their pockets lined up, man.
Right.
They want to be looked at as good in the eyes of the world, man.
Priest said, am I not grieved about those that rise up against thee? And we're watching Esau Edom declare war on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man.
Exactly.
So why would we not be in a state of anger, a state of grievance against this, man? Right. Our whole existence should be pushing against this system, man.
Yeah, that's why it says, man, hey, woe unto you that are at ease of Zion, man. Because that little comfortability that you have now because of the goodies that Esau has blessed you with, all right, has made you relax, man. All right? And it says, hey, oppression maketh a wise man mad, but a gift restoreth the heart. Right. So because now you niggas are eating good, now you feel like you're cool. But fuck that, man. No amount of money, all right, can buy off that hatred we have for you devils, because we know what you've done. All right? I'm going to give this in the NLT. It says, Psalms 139 in NLT, O Lord, shouldn't I hate those that hate you? Shouldn't I despise those who oppose you? Yes, I hate them with total hatred, for your enemies are my enemies, man. All right? So we hate what the Lord hates, and the Lord hates all things that are wicked. That means that we hate Esau, we hate the heathen, and we hate you 2/3 wicked-ass niggas and bitches, man. All right?
I got just right quick. Word hate. The verb etymology of the word hate. It says regard with extreme ill will, have a passionate aversion to, treat as an enemy. Is not the so-called white man our enemy? Have you forgotten how you got into this state right now? Who was at the forefront of that crafty counsel pursuant to Psalms the 83rd chapter? Right? Who was hunting us from the back when we was trying to come out of the land of Egypt and enter into the promised land? The Edomites, man.
what he done to us in America, man.
Yep.
You got underwater cities, all right, that was used to be flourishing Drake communities, all right, and through different histories, you know, such as Rosewood, all right, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Devil's Punch Bowl. They got a book such as the Delectable Negro where he was eatless. Man, it's so much that we can talk about. And you niggas, that's why I say, man, you niggas is weak, man. I was listening to the brother in Mississippi earlier, man. You know? And you niggas is truly weak because you can't fathom truly hate the white man because deep down in your spirit, you still worship him. Alright? You still worship him, man. You still call on Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ automatically invokes an image of Cedric Bourgeois into your brain. I don't give a fuck how dark you color his skin. If you give him an afro. Alright? Jesus Christ goes back to a fucking Edomite pagan god, man. So if you Jake still love Esau. That's really what it comes down to, man. Say yes or no.
So Psalm 97 and verse 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. And is Esau not the evil man? Right? Is he not the border of wickedness? Is he not the one who's pushing wickedness throughout the whole earth? You know, as he was given the power to? It says, he preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. So in order to receive that deliverance, you got to start by understanding who your enemy is and hating them, man. Right? It's okay to hate the person who hates you.
Yeah.
Right? They show a perfect hatred towards Jake.
Yeah.
Right? Scriptures talk about if they do it good, they do it unwillingly. Right? And that whole thing is targeted towards you Israelites. So why would you not, return the sentiment back to them, man?
You see, Jake is showing that hate towards his own people, though. Like the brother said, hey, IUIC has been fighting IUCK like every month now, man. You know? So you'll show your hate for your own people, but when it comes to Esau, you just like, nah, well, he over there, He ain't bothering nobody.
He the biggest problem causer out of everyone.
Yeah, he's crazy, man.
He's a simple mind.
Yeah.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow.
Right. This whole chapter is going into the mind of the wicked. All right. The mind you Edomite devils, man. All right. Like I said, the scripture is a discerner on teaching you how to read people. And this whole chapter gives you the mind frame of how Esau looks at you niggas, man. Looks at you tribes, man. All right. You that again?
Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Right. This is why Esau rashes on Jake of all ages. From the moment you are born to this world, to the moment you have a chance of dropping dead, man, we're gonna make your life live in hell, man. And that's just what it is. That goes back to the covenant he made within himself back in Genesis 27 when he said that when Isaac died, that he was gonna kill him from Jacob. That's where that mindset comes from, man.
Hey, even at conception, man. Right? Esau Edom has things in place to try to destroy the Israelites.
He been fighting since the womb. Jacob and Esau was fighting in the womb, man. But it tells you that this same spirit coming back. This Cain and Abel, really the serpent, and Adam and Eve in the garden, Cain and Abel. Then Jacob and Esau. Now we see the Edomites and the Israelites, man. Good has been set against evil, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Right, because if you understand how America was built, this is exactly what these two verses embody, man. All right, oppressive, all right, slavery to your Israelites, man. Specifically the Israelite men, because you women, you got lost in the matrix to where you were led to believe that this is your heaven too, which Esau has made your heaven. Now he's showing you this heaven was a false heaven. Now you're about to see that you was in hell. Okay? That's gonna go for you sell out niggas as well.
And when it speaks about the strength of law and the justice, it's really this unjust, law system that Esau has established in the land.
Yeah.
Right? His penal code.
Maritime law.
Right. It's nothing but a bunch of bullshit that only favors the Edomite at the end of the day.
And then also too, going deeper, the laws that he has of the earth, where he has pushed forth, he's pushed back righteousness and made wickedness stable to operate in. Where if you're trying to do right by the law, you're persecuted. Example, all right, you have your seed, all right, your children. If you try to discipline your child, all right, you are liable to be locked up. You have it to where now, if your child, through this brainwashing that Esau's been pushing these last few years since Nasty Joe's been in the office, if he tells you or she tells you they want to be the opposite sex, if you don't oblige or agree, you're liable to be locked up now. But this is the grievous laws that we have to deal with. And I can tell you in Isaiah chapter 10 and 1, man.
Yep. And then it says, but that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Speaking of the Israelites.
Yeah, we're insignificant here, man.
Yep. You the most oppressed people on the planet Earth, right? And you're put at the very bottom.
Here it is. Esau needs you to keep his society going, but he treats you like shit. Here it is. You built up this whole goddamn country. All right, you had forced labor for centuries. Centuries, yeah. So after that, this nigga lets you free and has the nerve to call you lazy.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
And then made the game where it's so rigged, no matter what you do, you can't get ahead. Especially not today's time. You in debt, hey, that's a deep ass hole. All right? And the crazy part about it, he's made the shit so oppressive to where you get out the hole, you're in a bigger hole because your quote unquote financial freedom is an illusion to keep you from coming back to the Lord. So you fucked either way. This matrix is just one big ass maze, man. And nigga, you the maze runner. A rat on the hamster wheel, man. That's why they call this place the rat race, man.
So Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
That's right. The princes that are walking on the earth is representative of the Israelites, right? That have now been put into the steed of servitude. And then you have the servants, right? The Edomites and the heathen. They're on horses. They're living lavish. They're in power, man. But that's not how it's supposed to be, right? Focusing on Esau, Esau is not meant to be in a position of power and authority. It's clear as day.
He's a terrible ruler. And that's why that scripture was personified by that statue of Theodore Roosevelt. He had the Judite slave on one side of him and the Gadite one on the other side, symbolizing how he had both northern and southern kingdom in captivity under him, man.
That's right.
So Lamentations chapter 1 and verse 5. Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper. For the Lord hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like harts that find no pasture. And they are gone without strength before the pursuer. So that just going into again how we've been put at the bottom underneath our enemies, man. We were allowed to be put into captivity because of our transgressions. And now when you're being showed the correct way, you're being showed who your enemies are, you're being showed who you're supposed to have a disdain towards, right? Jake wants to buck up against that, man. Right?
Jake is scared to speak up. Like we had that Jake last week when we came out here last Friday. We was asking Jake, bro, who's the devil? We had to prod it down the white man out of Jake's mouth. He didn't want to say it. You know? But Jake knows that Esau, the so-called white man, that he's Satan, man. But they're scared to acknowledge it. They're scared to bring it forth. But shit, we'll say it because it's evident, man. And you so-called white people are the motherfucking devil. And every day you show it. And he's gonna show it, especially to you niggas in that day, but in the worst way, man.
Jumping back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 12.
This is the book of the three holy children, also known as the prayer of Azariah. I'm going to read verse 9. All right, because that, like Brother Quanawalk went into, all right, we have been put on the bottom under these damn devils, man. Okay? It says, I start at verse 6. It says, "For we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. In all things have we trespassed, and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us. Wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, the most hateful forsakers of God, to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world." And that's you devils. And knowing that, are you not to hate this nigga? As we always go into the shit that he's doing, how he's destroying the earth, how he's destroying everything, man. That's license for hating too. Because if you knew somebody was blatantly trying to kill you, would you not hate that individual? This is back in the song of the three holy children of the prayer of Azariah, verse 9. "And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world."
How do we know that's Esau? Because when you go into being lawless, it goes into being without order. It goes into the liberty that he presents to the world. You go into that world liberty. It means to be free from the bounds of the law, man. Right? So this is the man of wickedness. This is the most evil man in existence, man. And he's been given ruling influence across the whole earth. And he's been giving you the power to destroy your own self, man.
Hey, he's known as the most wicked man in the world because this man tricked you unto death. We're created to be immortal. All right, going back to the serpent. All right, this is that same spirit. All right, that took immortality from the planet, right?
You shall not surely die.
Exactly. And then what happened? We died. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 23. It says, "For the Most High created man to be immortal." He's talking about the Israelites, man, the sons of God, "and made him to be an image of his own eternity." That's why the scripture tells you that the Lord created us to be in his image. The angel created, the Israelites, the sons of God, to be in the image of his angel. "Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold on his side do find it." So like the brother said, he's giving you quote unquote liberty to think that you're actually, being liberated to do what you want. But really he's giving you death, but he's packaging it up in a attractive way to you, man.
Right. He makes sin look sexy to the Israelites.
Yeah.
Jake like, damn, I want to figure that out. No, you don't. No, you don't. And as the brother made mention of, could you grab right quick Jeremiah 6:16?
Like you said, bro, hey, if Jake knew his history,
16.
if Jake knew his history,
No, 16.
he will understand that, hey, let me go see what the other side looks like. Adam and Eve did that, and what happened? We got kicked out of the garden.
Right. Know your history. As the elders and apostles always say, you gotta know the history to understand the mystery. Jake don't see it because they've been blinded. I'm still holding that too, man. Matthew 16.
So Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths."
Right. Stand in the way that you're going and see and say, damn, this ain't gonna work. This is not working. We've been on this long ass road. It's not paving out to be anything. The street get worse the farther you go down the road. Nah, you need to seek out the old way. Right? The way that was favorable to you as an Israelite.
"Stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein."
Right. The good way is the way of this truth. All right. The way of the law, statutes, and commandments, the scriptures, man. Which is our standard that we're to live by and order ourselves under. Okay? Because that's how we're coded. We're codified to only thrive and prosper as Israelites when we're adhering to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh.
That word way goes into the Hebrew word Durak, which talks about your code of conduct or your manner of life. So the correct manner of life is to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man. That's our only way towards prosperity, ultimately to immortality, man.
Right. Jake be out here winging it, man.
Hey, no instruction. That's it. Hey, with that, going to a child, something like that. I butchered it, but something along the lines of it. Anyway, it's like, matter of fact, I got this in the NLT. Jeremiah 16 in the NLT. This is what the Lord says. Stop at the crossroads and look around. Ask for the old godly way and walk in it. Travel its path and you will find rest for your soul.
And that's the way. As the scripture say, you'll hear a voice in the back saying, this is the way, walking in it. You will see the prophets out here that's telling you, look, the way you living, that ain't conducive for your well-being. It's clear as day. This is the way how you get yourself on a good path, on the path that's favorable for you and your relationship with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
That's why, hey, we always go into that word modern. When you break down that word modern, it goes back to being opposed to the ways of the past, man. And as you see, the modern way of everything has failed the earth because it's unproven. The old past, which is the godly way, was proven. It worked. King Solomon was evident of that, man. All right? Adam, before he transgressed, was evident of that, man. They think it was just, all right, one day, Adam and Eve went off and it went to shit from there. No, it was a gradual decline, man. As you see, going all the way back down to where we are now, to where, hey, we were living for hundreds of years back then. Now, hey, nigga lucky he make it to 30, let alone 60. All right?
Can you read that or something?
Oh, I got one. It says, but you reply, that's not the road that we want. Verse 17.
You got Jake that's saying that with how they're speaking about Esau right now.
Yeah.
You know?
He ain't so bad. You gotta get on the plane with him. You gotta work with him. Yeah, nigga. But still, hey, you conceal your hate for them like they conceal their hate for us. Hey, Esau was doing a great job of that up until Trump came and they was like, well, fuck it. We can talk our shit now. You know? But for the longest, that shit never changed just because them niggas don't hang your ass from a street pole, all right, or a tree now. They thought, okay, now we good now. Nah, nigga. Esau was able to showcase that hate subvertly now. You always go into the different things that he done to you. You got let out of slavery, man. Now he makes your life hell trying to find a job. That's why you know it as the first fire, the last hire. All right? Breadline. All right? Sharecropping. Gentrification, man. Jim Crow. All these are examples of hate that he showed towards you. So now why is it a bad thing if you want to bring it back towards him? You in that same boat, all right, where you be like, when Esau tell you that he don't want to hear about the things that he done to you, that's reverse racist. That's in that same boat, man. Stop trying to put a cape on for Esau, man. If he ain't trying to put a cape on for you. Real quick, could you get Lamentations 4 and 16? It's time for you to, like you said, know who your enemies are, man.
So Lamentations chapter 4, 16.
That's the importance, man, that we're trying to tell Jake. Know your enemy, it does well for you. You understand? Because what we're about to come into is some crazy times. The brother was speaking of, we got this covert Edomite supremacy that's being pushed out here. And a lot of people, they don't really understand that it's going to come very subtle. It's going to come very subtle, right? Just like how you have people with the juice package, right? They put their trust in Egypt. Isaiah the 30th chapter, when you read that header in the NLT, it tells you the pointless reliance in Egypt, all right? Which is to say, the pointless reliance in Edom. Because that's what it really goes back to, as the brother was saying. They trying to put on that cake because they still trust in Esau. They don't see Esau for the villain that he really is, man. You know? But he's about to show who he really is, man. He's showing it. He's telling you these things on these platforms, at these forums, at these summits. He's telling you who he is, man. He's about to act on it.
So, Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Yeah. Nation that can't save you. You got Jake really out here leaning on Esau to this day, man. Leaning on these heathen to this day. You know? To the point where they're not even acknowledging all the bullshit that was done against them and their ancestors. That has a direct effect on their estate in these very times.
The fact that this nigga was able to take your book and use it as a weapon against you, that's hatred in itself, man.
Not only can they not save you, as it says, your trust in Egypt will be to your confusion. They're not even going to try to save them, man. Right? Their strength is to sit still. Right? So they're going to watch you get destroyed, man. And you're going to be sitting there begging and pleading for Esau to help you to no avail, man. Continuing on, verse 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
Man, you Jakes are always in Esau's scope, man. He's just waiting for that perfect opportunity to kick you niggas off, man. You know, but hey, he's constantly finding ways, new ways to destroy you, man. And we saw that during the pandemic. Esau gave out them PPP loans. What happened? Jake went crazy. And then what happened afterwards? Yeah, we need that money back. You know, took your ass right to prison. Fine.
They got the small business loan. Now you got a nigga sitting over here with $100,000. He got to make 14,000 candles because he ain't have a real business. About to go to jail, man. Like, that's the trap that Esau sets for Jake, man. Like Chris said, they keep unveiling. His bag is deep, right? He's gonna keep unveiling different ways for Jake to destroy themselves. Continuing on, it says
black culture, right? These holidays, everything is subvert hate to make you go off. This nigga knows that sin is the death of him. Yeah, he makes it to where you're sinning in everything you do here. Just from the simple thing of you just putting on clothes, you brushing your teeth, all right, and you eating. You're eating mixed seeds. You're dealing with women that have been dealt with by men whose first partner they dealt with still means they're adulterers. All right, you got our people becoming mothers, our women becoming whores. We can't keep our laws here if we try, man. So what the hell IUIC and the other camps talking about the laws? Laws are good, but we're not saved by the law.
This is the book of Romans chapter 11. Romans chapter 11 and verse 5. Even so then, at this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace. And if by grace, then it is no more of works. Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then is it no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. Okay, so just adding to the brother's point of, look, the law, yes, we keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, but that's not what you would be saved by. You're going to be saved by your grace, the grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the faith that you show forth. Alright? And that faith that you have is shown in your works. But it ultimately is the grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We can't relish in this attitude that a lot of Israelites have taken on the law. You know? Because like the brother priest said, it's impossible for us to keep the law in here perfectly. You lying to yourself if you think that. Because if that's the case, it should be reports breaking of motherfuckers getting mowed down in the streets with all of these pride parades. You know what I'm saying? Now we're not saying that for Jake that's simple out there to do that. We're saying and showing you that the law can't be exercised in its fullness in this land, man. It's all about the grace of Yahweh Bashem Shai.
Yeah, all kept today. Hey, a lot of niggas wouldn't have daughters. A lot of niggas wouldn't have sons.
A lot of people wouldn't be living. We wouldn't have made it this far.
One Sabbath away. Put the death out here, right?
Yo, true.
Hey, that's why this place is called the shadow of death.
Right.
Because it's literally ways for you to fall into pitfalls of sin. And you don't even be thinking about it. That's just how this man Esau designed his system. Out of hate. You got to think about how cynical it is. The natural way of life is already ordered in a certain way. But you turn everything upside down. Not in a sense of, I want to make things better. No. You had disdain to make things worse. If I can keep these people in sin, I got them. That's hate right there, man.
That goes to show you why he had to go so hard to make things worse. Because our people was trying to do right. They were trying to do better, man. They was trying to get right. Like, nah, fuck it. We gotta make shit more wicked. Right.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. So we're surrounded by wickedness on all sides, man. In every facet of life, from when you wake up in the morning to when you go to sleep, right? The law is being broken. That's why Yahweh Shah's blood, that sacrifice was so important, man. So that we could be in a period of grace, to get back in the good favor of the Most High, man. Right? So we could come back and actually serve the Lord, and give Him our due sacrifice, man. Right? Because without it, we, like the brothers have been going into, man, we'd be completely finished out here, man. Right? There would be no more Israel, man. If the full weight of the law was placed upon us.
Israel would have been knocked off 2,000 years ago. That shows you, the importance of Yahweh Shai is not one to be diminished, man. It's a reason why in Matthew, the 1st chapter, the 21st verse, that it tell you that he will be a savior for his people. Because if we ain't have him, we would be finished. Right. Point blank period, man. Jump back to the Wisdom of Solomon. Back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 12. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings.
Right. They know, like you said earlier, we're in direct opposition of what these devils are trying to bring into the earth, man. We're naturally at odds with whether you just want to be or not, man. Because our spirits are contrary one to another. This nigga was created to do the wicked, like we were created to do righteous, man. But the ways of the wicked have to do. All right, these things out here leads you to want to, get Esau's path. All right.
Continuing on. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
That's why he's been trying so hard to suppress the truth for all these years, man, because he knows that this is contrary to what he wants to do in the earth. All right? And when we come out here and simply just tell you that you're an Israelite, that's going against what he wants. He wants you to be black. He wants you to be an African American, all right? Be a Cherokee Indian, Navajo, a Mexican, whatever the hell you call yourself, a Nubian, Muslim. It's something really tolerant you can identify as, but because you are teaching that you're an Israelite, that's number one. That's the beginning of it. And like I said, now he's mitigating the problem by allowing Jake to do it, but still, bringing in heresies within all that, man. Like the scripture tell you, a little lump leaveneth the whole lump. It's like a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. All right. Once you begin to introduce a lie into the truth is no longer the truth.
Right. No, I was just going to reread this verse in the GMT. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12 in the GMT. Righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. A nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. And that's what they're doing. Esau's whole clockwork is how can I eradicate the Israelites? What can I do? Right? It tells you, right, I believe it's Micah, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse, about how they work wickedness upon their beds. right? These people literally are waking up trying to plot out like, damn, how am I gonna kill the Israelites? How can I try and eradicate them? You got something?
So, Psalm 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So as the brother is saying, man, they're on a continual search, in different ways to destroy Israelites, man. Non-stop, 24/7, man. Right? They can't sleep unless they cause some to fall. Right? Their whole MO is to wake up, do wickedness, create different devices of death, and then go to sleep, man.
Right, and you can't tell me that ain't what these you can't tell me that's not what these Edomites are doing. Why do you think in the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the conversation is damn, these young niggas is crazy. They get worse and worse. I've never heard somebody say, yo, the youth is doing great. Collectively, the youth is doing a fantastic job. You never hear that, man. Because the nation of Esau literally has the dominion and rulership of the planet Earth. So he's able to go out, pass legislation to destroy our families, to disturb the natural order that we have within our own nation, right? And he would do that very subtle, man. And it's shown forth because these people out here have waxed completely worse. To where it's like, damn, like, these people bug the fuck out.
That goes into that subversion, man. He was able to subvert the whole house of Israel to where, starting back, like give you an example, on how he did with Gad. He would separate our children, even when he did that with all the tribes, really. He would separate the children to where the parents weren't able to pass down the customs. And then, over time, they lost their ancient ways and started adopting Esau's ways, and that's how you got disconnected, man. Okay? So Esau did that on purpose, to where the generation just got worse and worse because they were introducing more bullshit. Feminism, all right? Giving children free rein to do what they wanted, no discipline. These things were done on purpose, and after years and years of generations passing, after so many generations, it falls worse and worse, man. So where we are now, understand? Hey, the youth is done. This last generation got to be the last.
And that's what Jake got to see. Who is it that's had their hand in all of this, man?
They clone Tyrone showed you. This is all one big ass science experiment. Which once again should show why this motherfucker's to be hated.
Right.
This nigga literally put a movie out showing you how he controls you.
And then Jake like, damn, that shit is true. And I'm like, I'm talking to some of my friends in the world. I'm like, yo, so you telling me that you understand that there's a society of people that are literally trying to destroy your nation, and all that you can take away is, yeah, that shit true. What about action, Jake?
No action.
The action should be for you to turn back to serve the Lord.
What can I do from here? Like you said, get out with another good one. I showed you. Esau's trying to get rid of Jake, man.
Right. All Jake can say is, damn, that's crazy.
It is true. They do be trying to kill us.
They do be trying to kill us. Well, damn, nigga, what can we do?
Nigga go right after that and go spark up a blunt. Go to your pork sound.
Crazy, man.
Go do some type of wickedness. Don't even acknowledge the fact that, you ain't helping your cause, dog. You are Tyrone. Yo.
I had something right quick. If you want to keep going on that. So you made the point about, again, hating Esau, right? This is the book. Proverbs chapter 8 and 13. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is to hate evil. Okay? Now we know when you look up that word fear, fear goes into reverence. And you reverence your power in your conduct. Right? As the brother Quana Walsh had made mention of when you look up that word way, it goes into your conduct. Right? And it said to hate evil. Could you grab the book of Malachi, chapter 1? When you look up this word evil, it says profoundly immoral and wicked. Now let's put two and two together. Let's make this make sense.
Malachi
You jump in.
1 and 4. I'm sorry, man. Word of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains waste, it's like it laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
Right, so the Lord is telling you that he hated Esau. Okay? Why is that he hated Esau? Because Esau's creation, Esau is the Lord's creation, and it was solely for him to serve as the antagonist.
Yeah.
Right? You ever see a movie so good, it's like, damn, you just hate the character? You're like, damn, I just don't like this guy. At the end of the day, that's just his lot. That's his role that he's playing. He's playing his role so good.
He was created to be hated.
Exactly.
Vessels to honor and some vessels to dishonor.
Yeah, like
right.
Game of Thrones. What was the little young daughter? Alright, yeah. She was created to be hated. Everybody hated her ass in that show, man. She was tripping, but that was the role that she played in that show.
That's what they had to do.
Like Esau is created to be hated by everybody on the earth, man.
Right.
Now I'm greatly despised, man.
Keep going.
So every heathen can hate Esau but Jacob. If you see all over the world, everybody calling this nigga out. Ham, Ishmael, even Esau's own people. Japheth, all right, verse 4. It says, finish out 3. His heritage waits for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they will build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
The border of wickedness. The Edomites are noted in the scriptures as the border of wickedness. All right, now, with that being said, let's reread that in Proverbs 8 and 13. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is to hate evil. Okay? So in turn, we're supposed to hate the Edomite. Okay? Pride and arrogancy, attributes of the Edomite. And the evil way. Who's promoting that? The Edomite.
Right.
And the froward mouth do I hate. So we're supposed to hate those things, man. There's not supposed to be a change of heart. Oh, well, you know, we know we're Israelites now, so we excuse Esau for all of the things that he's done to us for the past 400 years. No, man. You don't understand. A lot of Jacob's failing to understand the dynamic between Jacob and Esau. This is there has been a perpetual division between our nations.
He has a perfect hatred towards Jacob. So we're supposed to have a perfect hatred towards him.
That's right.
Because the Most High has a perfect hatred towards the devil. Like we read earlier in Psalms 139, man. It says, the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord have indignation, which is righteous anger forever. The Lord's gonna hate Esau forever, man. And we're supposed to hate Esau, man. We gotta come out of that fear to think that it's not okay to hate Esau, man. Like I said, if we go into the history, that in itself should be proof enough. This devil, man, he's done way more than he needs to, man. Alright? So with that being known, Esau's gonna have to show you why spirits to hate him. But for a lot of these days, it's gonna be too late, man. When he kicks on your door at 3, 4 in the morning with a gun, butt to your head. When he rapes your wife and children, baby you, then you're gonna see that's Esau. And then movie Law Abiding Citizen. You know?
Esau, love me, please don't do this.
Think ain't gonna be that.
This nigga's the devil, man. Alright.
So Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And the Most High requires that which is past. So Esau is going to be rewarded according to the wickedness that he's done in the past. Right? The Lord hasn't forgotten any of these things. And he's showing us day by day, as the priest mentioned, right? All these different slave movies that come out, Now, all these things you see Esau perpetrating throughout the earth, these are all reminders of why we should hate this man, why we should seek to hasten the day of Yahweh's coming, so that this man can be destroyed and taken out of rulership. Right? So a righteous kingdom can be established. Because with this man in power, there's no way in hell that anybody is going to be able to endure to the end, man.
I literally threatened to cease to exist. This nigga continuing on with his quest for world domination.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and 13. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord.
That's what he's seeing now. They waking back up to who they are, coming out here and proclaiming to be Israelites.
He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion.
Right. Just as we hate the ways of wickedness, alright, these damn Edomites, they hate us and that's the Israelites.
And here they are.
Because when they see righteousness, man, it pisses them off. Man. So yeah, we're supposed to hate the wicked. The wicked so happens to have a physical counsel on the earth with these devils. All right.
Verse 15. Verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
You are fake. You are not the true Israelite. You're not the Jews, man. You are not the children of God, man. You are not an angel of light. You are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And the Lord is coming back to judge you wicked ass motherfuckers, man. And guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, all right, we're going to rule over you, man. All right? Yes, you're going to have so-called black and brown faces, all right, with crowns on our heads, with chains on your goddamn arms and legs, man. You're going to know how it feels to be a slave in the kingdom, man. But our kingdom, man, it's going to be worse than what you saw us in the damn field, man. You're going to wish that was your lot in that time, man.
That was a long, hard year.
No sunscreen. Just turning big rocks into little rocks, man.
And scriptures say the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, man. You know, so that's going to be the reward for the man who endured these times, you know, and proclaim the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man.
Continuing on, verse 16 in the latter. He pronounceth, he abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is his father.
That's where he knows that there's opposition that is eventually going to be made known to him. And he's seeing that now. Because with his draconian measures that he's about to bring to make everybody bend the knee and take that charisma, he knows there's going to be a group of men and women that's going to buck up against that. That's not going to bow. All right? And that's why I said, man, a lot of you Israelites that think that he ain't going to come see you, he's going to come see you.
Right.
He's going to come see you through the lens of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Have that sword to put your wicked ass to death, man. So it doesn't matter if you you made a covenant with him or not, nigga, you are still going to be destroyed, man. And that weak ass loophole you niggas is using with that Deuteronomy, let's get that whole other Edomite, man. That clerical error, man. That's a weak ass argument that's been disproven plenty of times already, man. Okay?
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
Mm-hmm. Now we know when you go into the Hebrew and actually see the original text, we know that word was really meant to say Assyrian. That was a clerical error made. All right? And otherwise, that word abhor is not actually meaning hate. It means to loathe, man. All right? Because when you go into how that was put in like that, that's a Masoretic text error made in translation. All right? So it says the word Edomite there should be Syrian. Okay? You go into the Hebrew, that word is supposed to say means Assyrian. Okay? Because at one point, why it says we are supposed to have more Assyrian, because Israel was scattered amongst the Syrians at one point, man. Really, they're our cousins, man. All right? You get 2 Kings 16:6. You did Jeremiah, Genesis 25 and 19. We're just going to deal with this issue real quick, man. Genesis 25.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 16, and verse 6. At that time, Rezin, king of Syria, recovered Elath to Syria and drave the Jews from Elath, and the Syrians came to Elath and dwelt there unto this day.
Right. So those Israelites did come up to Syria. Right? So they were not to hate the Syrians as approaches, man. Because, like I said, they're our cousins, man. Alright? So for you to be trying to use that as an excuse for you saying we're not supposed to hate the white man, this has been clear multiple times. Alright? This is an old issue that you Jakes are trying to use as a loophole, but you're unlearned in your congregation. They're falling for that, man. Okay?
Genesis 25, he said 17. Genesis chapter 25 and 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian.
Right, so Jacob had relatives, alright, amongst the Syrians, man. That's why we're not to hate them. Alright, but Esau, we can hate them. Alright? You know what they say in songs with racist. Like you mentioned earlier, Esau has done pretty much in history to give us license to hate this nigga, man. Alright? Like you mentioned, when we was coming out of Egypt, Esau was attacking and killing our elderly and our children and women out in the back of the line, man. Yep. Alright? When the Babylonians came and sacked us, man, you had Esau in the midst trying to help eradicate us, man. They was destroying and stealing stuff out of our temple, man. You know?
Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom.
The children of Edom. You know that Esau is Edom, the so-called white people. Okay?
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Right, like I mentioned, they was helping the Babylonians take us down. Yep. They helped destroy our temple. All right? So that alone is qualification for hate, man.
Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Destruction is imminent until Babylon the Great, aka America. Because the Most High sanctioned it, man. All right?
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Yeah, happy is us who are going to reap the picture. It goes into about that the children of the throne, right?
Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Is that not hate? That's a commandment the Lord gave it to us, which we're not to do that right now. Alright? But in the kingdom, that's going to be done. Because we're going to have the power to be able to enforce that to happen, man. Just like in Esau's, in his kingdom, he had the power, alright, to kill our babies in vicious ways, man. Alright? You ever heard of alligator bait? Where Jake was he was literally using our children to hunt gators. Alright? You have where they had the Latino tribe, alright, how he would hang our pregnant women from the ankles, cut their stomach open and let the baby fall out, and they would have bets to see who would die first between the mother or the baby. Sometimes they would just stomp on the baby's head and crush him.
Yeah, they're moving.
Yep.
He riled them up and made them go through the trail of tears.
Yep.
You have pregnant women that would lose their children, they would have to just
keep going. That's
keep going.
They weren't allowed to stop and go get them. You know? If they were too sick to walk, they were just commanded to let them just lie where they were. Plantation.
That's it.
Man, we can go to many examples to prove that, man. So what are you talking about? We're not to hate Esau, man. Yes, we hate Esau. Yes, we hate these so-called white people, and that's who your nationality is, man. We're not afraid or ashamed to say that. Because it's in the Bible. It commands us to hate. Right? Okay? And you devils are the personification of evil.
Well, what you see?
We proved it. All right?
They proved it. We they work speak for themselves, like shit.
Nigga, your track record.
Right. Job 9 and 24. If not aware, then who is
Christianity. How was Christianity founded? How was it spread throughout the world? By the sword. Okay, if you didn't identify as a Christian, if you didn't accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you were murdered. The Northern Kingdom, alright, they were burned at the stake if they didn't accept Jesus, man. Alright, the Crusades was all about Esau going throughout killing motherfuckers, man. In the name of Christianity. Man, hey, what the hell y'all talking about, man? You gotta hate Esau, that's a part of the doctrine. And that's just common sense if you are truly given the breath again, man. That hate, it should already been in you from the beginning, man.
I don't even know how you can walk around this planet and not say that.
Bro, Esau does plenty of things to piss you off, man. Like I said, it just comes down to where Jake's scared to say it out loud. Cause when they be home, man, fuck these things like that, man. But then when they come out in public, hello, Mr. White Man. How's your day? Fuck out of here, man. Yeah, I got my tap dance shoes on for you today. What you need me to do, master? You know?
It's Psalm 137 and verse 7 in the NLT. It reads, "O Lord, remember what the Edomites did on the day that the armies of Babylon captured Jerusalem. Destroy it, they yelled. Level it to the ground. O Babylon, you will be destroyed. Happy is the one who pays you back for what you have done to us. Happy is the one who takes your babies and smashes them against the rocks." You have to hate your enemy, man. Right? We're in a spiritual war right now. You don't go into a battle, having an affinity for your enemies, man. Right? That's the wrong mindset. That's how you get killed. That's why 2/3 are gonna get killed, man.
That verse, that last verse about dashing the little ones against the stone, you gotta have hatred to do that. All right, and what it's gonna come down to, because honestly, as much as we say we hate Esau, we can't see ourselves doing that shit right now. We're gonna have the Lord put the hate upon us even more. But that's gonna be the Lord's anger. That's gonna be in us to make us do that shit in the kingdom, man. You know? Like if y'all seen Birth of a Nation, when you go to the end, where it's like it showed Nat Turner for like probably about 20 minutes. Nat Turner went in there, he saw that baby in the damn in the crib, he looked at him. Next thing you know, he had the baby by the feet, stole him against the wall, busting his hand, bro. He had to sit there, he tired, he didn't see the anger just building up on him, he just took the baby. Boom! That shit's funny as shit, bro. But that goes to show you that, man. You know? But that goes to show you that, hey, that anger is naturally in our people just like it's naturally in Esau, man. Because we're natural opposed enemies, man. But like I said, good is set against evil, man. The Most High created to be like that, man. Alright?
That's what we're seeing, man. We're seeing that play out on the earth in real time. Alright? So it will behoove Jake to get their mind in the right steam. Because when the Lord comes back, we're gonna see if you was really aligned with the message, the doctrine of what the Lord had told us to do, which is to hate evil, which in turn is to hate Esau.
What it is, man. This is the book of Sirach 33 and 13. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. With all that,
literally the course of what we're seeing playing out right now in the spiritual war.
And it's naturally what? Us against Esau.
Yeah. Because he was giving the way of life. Esau was giving the way of death. And he's promoting it on it. It's going to happen. Like we went into a lesson months ago. We're reaching the point where the two are clashing. Literally. You got the World Economic Forum leaders. They're like, look, if we're gods, and if you try and stand in our way, we'll kill you.
Yep.
They telling you this straight up, man.
And what are we telling them? No matter what you do, we're not bending the knee. Because our God is the true living power, and He's going to deliver us out of y'all hands. We're just going to say. Okay? Because you motherfuckers don't. Hey, they laugh at us because right now our power's hiding itself. He's hiding himself. But hey, in that time when you actually going to see the Lord, then you're gonna know. Okay, we should fuck with these people. That was your biggest mistake. You could have grabbed up any other nation on the planet, but because you touched the apple of the Lord's eye, hey, you're gonna see why. Hey, you're gonna see why the Lord's good. Because like I said, his version of him hating the Most High is showing on how he treats us. He knows that we're the Lord's temple, so he brings his anger out on us to show you that he's mad at the Most High because of the Most High, how he wanted to be his Lord.
That's how he was designed to be.
So I'm proud for our ungodly, how to say, Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. Now, you got Esau out here crying and shit because it's like, well, it wasn't my fault my ancestors did that. So why should I have to face punishment for what they did? Because they lack understanding to know that they were their ancestors that were doing this shit. Right?
Really go back to accountability. Esau ain't never had to be held accountable for his actions.
Right. When God made me do it, the scripture say, the Lord didn't make you do nothing. He gave you the choice, and you did it. But it was just written that you went along with it. Hey, it was your choice to give away your birthright for that cottage of what could meet you stew. That's what it was written.
He doing all this because he's mad because he gave it away.
Thousands of years of anger. This nigga, 1,000-year-old brother. No accountability. That's how we know you Esau.
Right.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 17. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
That's ultimately what he's about to put to the test out there. All right? You claiming to be an Israelite, all right, let me see if your power is real. And that's what we're telling all these other camps out here, okay? So, hey, be aware that you are serving the correct power, that you have the correct doctrine. Because Esau is going to prove every last one of our faith. And if you're not right with the Lord, you're going to be found with no protection during that time. Because we're about to be put in the same position as Savannah, same position as Daniel, same position as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay? As the mother of her 7 sons. You know, different examples we can go into, man. Your life's going to be put on the line because of your faith. So you want to make sure you're doing this thing the correct way so that the Lord will protect you when Esau comes for you, man. You cover.
At the end of the day, Jake, your life gonna be put on the line regardless.
Right.
Where the story is leading is either you're gonna serve the Lord and he protects you, or you just gonna lean upon Esau and you're gonna die with him. That's really where it's going.
Can't get around that, man.
I'd much rather want to side with the Lord than Esau.
The Lord's been proven. Yeah. He's proven it on our walk now. We just gotta be fortified in that belief that we know that that time comes. The Lord's still gonna be there for us. But he's gonna allow Esau to make things so rough. You will have people live in question. Lord, are you really dealing with me? Are you real? And you got these other niggas that claiming to be Israelites but following other gods. The Lord's gonna show them like it tells you in Judges 10 and 13. Those guys ain't gonna be able to save you in that day. But my people are gonna save them. Okay?
See, that should be affirming right there. If it's slated for the remnant to catch hell in the last days, for their faith to be put on the line, and if I may keep reading in this, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 17, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him, and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. So here it is. We see Esau preparing to roll out against the saints of the Most High. Nigga, we already got you doing this. It's already written. That should be affirming in your mind, like, well, I did know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in turn, it should be reaffirming to you, right? To know that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is on our side through thick and thin. When this shit seemed like, damn, how we gonna get up out of this? That's when the Lord come through.
That's the time of church right there, man.
Right. It's in I forgot what book it is in the New Testament, but it says, in thy weakness I am made strong.
Exactly.
You know?
That area of impossibility is when the Lord does his work, man. All right, to show forth that, hey, there's really nothing impossible with the Lord. He's always going to come through, man.
That's right.
You know? That's what Esau wants to ultimately prove to us, but also unto himself too. You know?
Yes, sir. Verse 19, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. That
He's gonna go all the way in, man. Some brothers gonna be tortured, man. Some brothers gonna be thrown in prison. Some of that torture could be your family being separated from you and you not knowing where they got sent to. Some of them might get killed in front of you, man. There's gonna be different ways that Esau can touch you. All right, that goes beyond just physical pain, man.
that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
Your face is gonna be proven. Lord is gonna use Esau to test your face down to the wire. So the scripture say, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you. Esau is gonna see if you really believe that scripture or not. You gonna be like Exodus, or you gonna be like Judas?
That's why it says, in your patience possessing your souls, man. Right, your willingness to suffer, and endure these sufferings, man. Right, the various torments that you might face, the lack, things being taken away from you. Your ability through the Spirit of God, to endure all those things is where your salvation is going to be at the end, man.
Lord willing, man, we bless him and edify him. All right, we're going to close out by giving all honor, praise, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
No honor from our apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, next time we say Shalom. Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Bob Ball.
Bob Ball.
DTA.
Hey.